we'll call this meeting to order at 10:30. It's Wednesday, July 24th, 2024. Meeting today is to discuss ambulance service fire district number 1, wage funding and purchase of portable radios. So who's prepared to speak on this?
I'll speak for the wage part of it. In talking with Fire District 1 and their commission, they are short this year, about $70,740 on wages. What this is, you can go ahead and explain it a little bit more about the ambulance services per call. So we have more calls during that time than we did the year before.
So there's more calls. There's also, within the contract, we have to have it staffed with an advanced EMT. So therefore, what we deal with are the usuals of sick leave, vacations, and paternity leave as well to deal with. And then we have to, based on the contract, staff in a certain way. And those are all things I think Sheldon spoke about earlier that are just hard for anybody to guesstimate when it comes to that. And again, going into the budget talks last year, the number I proposed was similar to where we would reach now, and we've come to think there might be around $2,000 worth on that budget line item for District 1. I'm not sure exactly how much. I just ran some numbers yesterday, but they were our numbers, not necessarily the county's numbers. And so to finish to October, that's the projected average figure based on the 6 months averages.
Okay, so it's a total of $70,740. Okay, and we wouldn't have to open the budget. There is money that we have in capital that we can just move, and Mike discussed that with Timmy and also with the fire district and the commission. It is a contract, and we owe it. We can't, the fire district can't absorb that cost, or they wouldn't be able to do it. So I think we can do it, and we raised they raised their prices on last month, so we're actually doing better in the long run. So I think we'll be able to make it up.
Okay, so where are you proposing the money comes from?
From capital?
That,
Line item.
Line items.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
okay, and there's no problem with doing that, right?
No.
We kept their capital on.
Okay. All right. Any further discussion or a motion?
I'll motion to approve using capital to pay for the $70,740 shortage.
Okay,
I'll second.
second that. Other discussion?
No.
No? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so that is approved. Chief, anything else you want to add there?
I think not too much on that end, other than just everyday kind of occurrences. We've had quite a bit of high priority calls in the past week or so. You guys might have noticed saw a helicopter land in front of the Wallace High School. So our crews remain pretty active. Summer times are not easy for probably any public entity in public service, just due to the influx of population and the amount or the types of incidences that would happen in the summertime and wintertime. But the crews remain working their tails off and doing a great job.
Appreciate it. Okay. We also have down here purchase of portable radios. So what is the proposal there? And who is this for, the ambulance district itself?
It is to go on the ambulances just for the transfers to Kootenai Health. As you heard Shell mention in the last meeting, we should say it again though, that there was a leak of private patient information due to the fact that the radios weren't encrypted. By then switching to encrypted radios to solve that problem, it means we have to upgrade to the same thing. And unfortunately, we can't have that in Shoshone County. It was in 2013, I think it was, the federal government was trying to get every agency to move to these 800 megahertz radios, but it just doesn't work with our terrain. You have to have radio repeater to the tune of $100,000 on every mountaintop around here. So we could never make it happen. And that's why we don't have the radios that are capable of being encrypted.
So where was the proposed, is this item that you can cover within the budget?
It is, and there's also grant money available, but because we need it for the transfers that come at any moment, we want to go ahead and use it out of the money that's in our budget already. And if we get the grants to cover it and reimburse it, that's great.
And that form of communication is essentially letting the hospital know who's coming in and what we have, so we can get a bedroom assigned to us and they can be ready for us. I mean, there's been times where the radio has either failed, and we've had to call in, and half the time the calls don't go through who they need to go through, and they don't at all want us calling, and then if we just show up at their door, there's quite a bit of delay and quite a bit of frustration on their own.
Well, it's just what's best for the patient, to have them be abreast of what's showing up at their door, especially if it's something where they need to set up a OR room or something. For critical calls, it's massive.
The encryption, I think maybe everybody knows, but if you don't, it just has it to where it's a special coding where you can't pick it up on scanner land. So normal scanners can't pick it up, and that's why sensitive information being sent out to the public before the family's notified is why they're going that route.
And what's the amount of money we're talking about for these radios?
Just under $10,000 for 3 of them, correct?
9,600, right?
627.70.
That's it, 27.
I should have known you would know that.
Thank you, Tim.
Okay. Well, I would motion that we approve the purchase of the radios from their budget.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so we've taken care of that. Is there anything else you guys can think of here? We're writing checks left and right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was all I had.
Okay. Timmy, is there anything else that you know? Okay. Public comment? I'll start on the left.
Just on the wage funding, last year Jerry Browns came in and said the call volumes were way down. And if it didn't change, it wasn't going to support your business model. Is the calls up now
Yes, sir.
from last year? Quite a bit up?
I wouldn't say quite a bit, but I do know the first part of the year they were extremely higher than they had been in the past.
Because the 22-23 budget, I think revenue was down like $300,000 on patients. So there's something going to have to be looked at the volume. I agree with Brad. If the volume stays down like that, something's going to have to be looked at on this.
Well, that was part of the reason for the billing increase and the mileage increase as well. It's something that needs to be done because we're not getting any fewer people here, and more people mean more calls.
Yeah, but right now the volume was down to way down, according to Brad last year.
That was last year, and I think one of the things that we fixed was the contract. So there won't be any wage discussions for going over because of the contract that's redone in place. And I think we added a line item moving into the next year just for anything that would be an extended big call that would need lots of people and lots of time. So there's a contingency plan in place for anything major or anything catastrophic. So I don't see this happening again.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
I gotta say this, you can put whatever you want in the line item, and it has to be paid for. Somehow, some way, if the calls are down, there's taxes can only be raised so much. So that's my comment.
Okay. Lori, do you have anything?
No.
Okay. All right. Madam Clerk, any thoughts? Okay. I think we're done then. This meeting is adjourned until